Well, a very good evening to you on what is pretty close to an ideal evening for football. There is barely a cloud evident. The world and his wife have gone to great lengths to be here for a match of great consequence and massive interest in these parts. Barely a breath of wind, so the football has no excuses for not being at its very best. The teams I know are pumped for this. They are fantastic scenes in the stands. There is a great sense of drama here, a great sense of excitement and expectation. Certainly this is a very, very impressive venue, quite a sight to behold. Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already. And it's Bender. And here's Thauvin. Can he deliver? Thauvin gets it into the middle.
That right side seems to have become a very good outlet for them now. No doubt this is an area they've identified.
Has a goal! Played out to the right. Now a chance to break. Ogbonna finds himself back in the starting side for the first time in a while. Newcastle do retain the ball, but are seemingly in no rush to break forward. And here's Thauvin. He's making good use of his strength there, just refuses to be out-muscled. Tries to locate someone up front. And that'll be the final action of the first half. So both sides have drawn blanks. They have toiled at times, but it's not been a bad game by any means. No goals at this stage, but certainly not devoid of action. It is 0-0 here at half-time. There's the start of the second half.
Well, that first 45 minutes didn't deliver as we'd hoped. Lots of effort, but...
It's a foul there right on the edge of the box. The referee's decided that he was fouled outside the box, and it is just a free kick. Vlasic! Antonio. Vlasic going for goal! Oh, that's a fine save!
Vlasic is very sporting here to acknowledge the quality of the save. A lovely little footballing moment.
Well played, he saw that coming. Lobs it in gently. Areola catches it safely. Lascelles goes looking. Gets the better of his man. John has a shot! Plays it out wide. Takes aim with a cross.
West Ham have anticipated an aerial bombardment.
Header! A collective sigh of relief from the defence.
Well, it was just some wayward passing that let the opposition in then, and I have to say, a very lucky escape. You lose it there, you expect to be punished.
Time for a change in personnel. He's got options out wide. One good cross, maybe the last chance.
You wonder if that's it now, but there may be one more opportunity, Peter, for a late steal.
So that's it. It is all over. Well, it looked 0-0 from a fair way out. Little craft or guile or penetration. Defence is largely untroubled. It's goalless. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Yeah, this looked the most likely outcome, but we've had a good variety in this game, despite it being anticlimactic.
And that's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin, a very good evening to you all. Well, welcome everybody to a part of the world where football really matters. There is a healthy tension, great expectation building in the lead-up to kick-off here. A little bit grey overhead, and indeed the forecast is for a drop or two of rain as the day grows older. But regardless of that, there is a lovely backdrop here. The ambience is good, smashing noise from both sets of supporters, and expectations high in both camps. Certainly this is a very, very impressive venue, quite a sight to behold. So that's got things underway. So Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne. He's just one of the best strikers of the ball you'll ever see, and that applies just as much to his passing game.
He's gone for it! Just off target. Tovan with the short one. He's in, shoots! Try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
That's a little unfortunate. He had a lot of people worried then.
Loftus-Cheek. Musacchio drives it forward, goes long. Has a hit! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Well, I think a little eagerness just got the better of him. He may have been thinking about back-page headlines there.
He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Look, he's offering an apology to his teammate, who's clearly miffed at not being picked out despite making what looked like the right run.
Cleared without complication. And it's Bernardo Silva. Now it has a hit! There it is!
What a great finish, but how about the touch? It just allowed him to put the ball exactly where he wanted it, and the rest became a formality.
Manchester get themselves into the lead.
Yeah, and they know there's plenty of work left in this one, Peter, before...
Chips it! That is simply superb! He's got himself a peach of a goal! Half-time imminent! What a time to score!
Oh, Peter, it's a lovely piece of deception in shaping to whack it and then opting for a lovely little lob.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Yeah, it's always a dangerous time when you've just scored. You can easily lose focus and then bang, you're pegged back again.
We hit half-time. So, a very watchable game so far. Action at both ends and the team's level. Reflections on the first half?
Yeah, I think they'll be happy with that scoreline. I just hope the second half is as good as the first. It's been pulsating stuff.
They come for the break with nothing to separate them. The score 1-1. So it's back to business.
Newcastle can feel really happy with themselves. The scoreline doesn't back it up, but they've played with urgency and purpose and can't afford to lose patience in this second half. They've got to persevere.
Sterling, and the shot! A great save, real class.
Oh, that's a sparkling save, absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
And that's been levered clear. And it's hoisted clear. Fernandinho. And here's Sterling. He'll hit it! Just swings wide.
Oh, how close was that to going in? It only required the smallest of tweaks.
Manchester, whose last result owes so much to the astuteness of their manager.
He's a manager who understands how important the bench can be and the timing of substitutions. If needed, he's quick to make changes, and I just think he has more than a plan B.
And it's Walker.
Look, this can still go either way. It might be flowing one way, but there's still time for some ebb.
Gone for a throw-in.
Yeah, he's run himself into the ground, hasn't he? And it's good to see that the crowd appreciate his efforts, because he has put in a real honest shift.
Fernandinho. Going for goal! That has certainly tested the keeper.
Rodri simply didn't do anything wrong. He was thwarted by brilliance.
And that's that. So it's ended in a draw, draft and graft and everything apart from a winning goal that never came. An intriguing contest and a result which at least partly satisfies all. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Yeah, this looked the most likely outcome, but we've had a good variety in this game, despite it being anticlimactic.
So before we go, many thanks to Jim Beglin for his input, and from us both, good afternoon. Well, good day to you on a grey day here, which promises rain, but promises way beyond that what should be a really good game of football. The stands are packed here, people have done everything they can to get here. Indeed, the roads outside were pretty badly clogged, but I think most of the traffic issues have been settled, and indeed, I think most have now got through the turnstiles and are well covered up against the elements, whatever they may throw at us over the next hour or two. And this must be amongst the favoured arenas of supporters all over the world. It really does have a very special feel to it. Leicester are suffering right now from a consistency they could well do without. Rather unwelcomely, they are consistent. Thauvin! Decent enough try.
Thauvin quickly realised that he could have a pop.
Gets up to head it! But oh, he's got that completely wrong. Ndidi. Leicester seem happy to let their strikers roam out wide.
I wouldn't want that.
No?
No, well, my worry is that their main threat is being shifted out of contention.
He's made sure that that won't get through. Tries to get it forward quickly. He's put it on the right now. What's on? Maddison. Ball's loose. Who's getting there? Just brushed off the ball there. And it'll be the final action of the first half. So both sides have drawn blanks. They have toiled at times, but it's not been a bad game by any means. Reflections on the first half?
Well, they've never really been threatened in the first half. I think it's been a magnificent team effort. The work rate has been superb. Very, very organised.
After 45 minutes, it is still goalless. A change, perhaps, after half-time. That gets things going for the second half.
Well, that first 45 minutes didn't deliver as...
Shapes to shoot! He's pulled off a fine save.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Johnny Evans can hoist it clear. Ritchie switches it towards the other side. And he's cut it out. Ricardo Pereira plays it forward. That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. Thauvin. Willock. Ricardo Pereira cuts it out.
That's just very well played. He can't hurt you with his back to goal, and he didn't go for the back heel.
Ritchie. Chowdhury gets Newcastle have a free kick. Chowdhury is there to heave it away.
Look, this can still go either way. It might be flowing one way, but there's still time for some ebb.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious as to who was going to be taken off. His energy levels began to sag, and he was never going to last until the final whistle.
With a delicate ball. And time is up. A frustrating game for attackers on either side. They hardly had a sniff. Defence is broadly in charge. Well, welcome everybody to a part of the world where football really matters. There is a healthy tension, great expectation building in the lead-up to kick-off here. A little bit grey overhead, and indeed the forecast is for a drop or two of rain as the day grows older. But regardless of that, there is a lovely backdrop here. The ambience is good, smashing noise from both sets of supporters, and expectations high in both camps. One glance and you know where we are. It is one of the most recognisable arenas for the beautiful game in the world. And boy, does it add to the occasion. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Yeah, Bernd Leno. I think his presence might make all the difference for this team. He's got lightning-fast reactions and a coolness under pressure that allows him to make the big one-on-one saves. He's also very reliable under the high ball or when he's dealing with crosses, and I'd expect the whole defence to play with a bit more assurance with him in place.
Yes, they'll certainly be leaning heavily on him. Ball needed to be better there, it's a wasted chance. Tierney going full tilt down the left. Partey. That's one way of trying to make things happen. There's a few who could follow that example. Dashing forward at pace. Loftus-Cheek. Great run this, he's covered quite a distance. More than happy to take the muscular approach. There's the whistle for half-time. So both sides have drawn blanks. They have toiled at times, but it's not been a bad game by any means. So your views on the first half?
Well, they look lost for ideas and lacking in talent, which all contributes to a chronic case of impotence.
So they head in no further forward. The score here, still 0-0. Here we go again then.
Well, that first 45 minutes didn't deliver as we'd hoped. Lots of effort, but a lack of quality with the finishing has left us hoping that someone can step up and produce something a little more magical.
Arsenal, whose manager was the brains behind the last win.
Well, Peter, he was lauded by the media, and quite rightly too. I think what he did was clever and decisive, and it just goes to show how tactically astute he is.
That's put paid to a promising move. Tierney plays a clever pass. Almiron. Forward it goes.
Just to point out, Peter, that the fullbacks are quite high.
And what do they try to achieve?
Well, it's obviously a move to push the opposition wide men back and give them more to think about. Newcastle merit full marks for their attitude and application in trying to win this. It means an awful lot, obviously.
Holding.
Time is ticking away, and they're playing as if they're defending a lead. They've got to get it up the pitch.
Well, both sides might have to settle for a draw.
And that's that. A frustrating game for attackers on either side. They hardly had a sniff. Defence is broadly in charge, and it has finished goalless. Any reflections on what you've seen? Well, hello and welcome to what amounts to football heaven. It doesn't get a whole lot better than this. The conditions are utopian. The sky is blue and the players are with us for a football match so widely and keenly anticipated. Truly, this is pristine, and the level of expectation and excitement is reflected in the smiling faces of the crowd. They know it means so much, and they also experience between them a great sense of privilege at being able to attend this most special of games. This place simply a monument to the game. So much prestige, so much pride, so much passion whenever football is played here. Fulham are suffering right now from a consistency they could well do without. Rather unwelcomely, they are consistently winless.
Well, if ever a win was needed, Peter, then they'd obviously like it to be here. However, there's no need for them to get over-anxious about their current run. They have to retain a composure about their work and get back to what they're good at. Should they rekindle a full commitment from every individual, if they don't win this one, they could well win the next. They have to maintain belief.
And already we're underway here. Kearney. Newcastle have not been beaten on their travels so far this season. Lovely bit of skill there. So it is still 0-0. John Joe Shelvey drives it forward. Tries to get it forward quickly. Newcastle have the league's best defensive record. Shapes to shoot! There it is! Gazzaniga did well the first time. Nothing he could do about the follow-up.
That's just great play, Peter. A textbook example for any wannabe footballers out there on positioning and movement.
A 1-0 lead established.
Still a fragile lead, though. They can't afford to sit on this.
He is not one readily to admit defeat. Don't be surprised if he tries that again. And that'll be the last act of the first half. And there we are, off they go for half-time. The breakthrough did indeed come in the first half, but there has only been that one goal. It is very, very tight.
Well, this team has found a real rhythm to their game. The players seem to have clicked well. There's good movement off the ball. The passes are sticking. No one's afraid to have a go.
Newcastle, the happier of the teams, heading in for half-time, 1-0 up. Here we go again.
Newcastle going well here, and they're in a good position to kick on and add to their lead. They don't have to overcommit, but they can place more emphasis on stretching their advantage without necessarily neglecting things defensively.
And it's played forward into the channel. Knocks one in. And that's a goal kick. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, I'm inclined to feel that if I was in that dugout, I'd want the players to get on the front foot and grab another. Just try to make this one safe.
Well, it's good stuff. This is better.
Well, this isn't the time to talk about risks now, Jim, is it? They just have to hurl everything at it and hope for a break.
Just has to be done.
Up for the header! Well, towards the flank. Back in once more. Going for goal! Oh, and that should have been two.
He got too ahead of himself there, thinking how he could have made things safe.
Willock. Ream battles to win it back. And it's Mitrovic. More than happy to take the muscular approach.
Fulham need to give it everything they have, kitchen sink included.
And the referee brings it to a close. What a game. End to end, it flew by, and in the end, it all came down to just the odd goal. How do you look back on the game then, Jim? Oh, what a lovely, lovely day. Absolutely glorious weather here as we welcome you to a football match of considerable significance, great consequence in this part of the world. They've been talking about this one for a while and they have rolled up to it in fantastic numbers. You should have seen the roads outside the ground in the hour or two leading up to it. It has been bumper to bumper, the traffic has been extraordinary, but the level of expectation is also very, very high. And these supporters who were queuing round the block for their tickets as soon as we knew the date of the fixture, well, now they can't wait for it to begin. And begin it will any second now. This place simply a monument to the game. So much prestige, so much pride, so much passion. When Barnes!
It's off target and by quite a way. Oh, it was the first touch to die for, and it set him up beautifully.
Lars Bender finds himself eased off the ball. Newcastle are just so strong away from home, yet to lose on opposition territory. That's great strength on the ball. And that has been clubbed away. And it's Barnes. More than happy to take the muscular approach. Hoists it forward. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Burnley just had to make the ball stick, but came up short.
Well, they can break here. Now it's Jay Rodriguez. Oh, good ball. Lennon. A chance to play it in. Barnes! Oh, that is very close.
Barnes brilliantly took control of that, which was exactly what the situation required.
And the referee brings the first half to a close. So neither team has broken through. Certainly not for the want of trying. It's been an interesting game up to now, but still goalless. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, this has proved a very frustrating day so far, especially for the strikers. Nothing has been created for them. I think the service has been extremely poor.
So they head in no further forward. The score here, still 0-0. Here we go again. A tight old game so far. Can that change now? Cut out in the nick of time. Gets good distance on it. Forward it goes. Stambouli does well there. Alert. Tovan crosses. Good save, he got a decent fist on that. Is there any support? He might not need it. There's the delivery. Now it's Jay Rodriguez. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Newcastle have a very fine defensive record over recent games.
Look, this can still go either way. It might be flowing one way, but there's still time for some ebb.
Tries to get it forward quickly. And it's played forward. Willock.
Well, both sides might have to settle for a draw here, although there's...
Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. And stalemate. One, if not for fans, then perhaps for coaches. satisfied by organisation and solidity, a little cutting edge at either end, and it finishes 0-0. Your final thoughts, Jim?
A rather flat performance for me when we expected something a lot...